Amy was a baby.
Yeah, I was just in Larimore last week, seeing what they have going on there.
Okay.
They have different projects, so it's not necessarily primary sector, and type of buildings on the pop shop, what we sort of that, see if we can kind of support them, let's say it's not on those type of projects,
That's awesome.
it's a little bit different there.
One, two, three, four. Oh, there's seven.
Careful, hot mic.
All right, we will call the Grand Forks Growth Fund Committee to order. It is September 25th at approximately 4:01 p.m. We'll start with item 1, roll call.
Prairie,
Here.
Holmes,
Here.
Kvamme, Osowski,
Here.
Weigel,
Here.
Whitney, Wolf. We have a bare quorum.
Perfect. We'll move on to item number 2, PACE loan request from Integrated Holdings LLC. Mr. Hatcher.
All right. Thank you, Chairman Weigel, members of the Growth Fund Committee. Those who do not know me, my name is Kevin Hatcher, the Business Development Officer at Grand Forks Region Economic Development Corporation. And I'm here to present to you the PACE loan request of $31,761 for Integrated Steel Solutions. Some recent changes, the company has decided since the EDC board meeting, rather than holding the loan under the LLC, they're going to be holding the loan under the operating company, and this is pretty typical for equipment loans. So just to fill you on that update most recently here. So a little bit of background with the Integrated Steel Solutions. It's a Grand Forks established company. They fabricate structured steel to be utilized for wall trusses, bathroom pods, hotel facilities, anything needing prefabrication structural steel components. Just a little detail, since its inception in 2019, the company has grown the revenues to over $4.2 million annually as of 2022. In the past, the company has previously utilized Growth Fund PACE and Flex PACE opportunities, totaling 101,177 in the past few years, all in deferral, just further supporting their increase in demand and expansion opportunities, and that really aligns with our primary sector focus with the PACE opportunity within the Grand Forks community. The company serves a variety of markets as well in Minnesota, North Dakota, South Dakota, and it includes industrial warehousing, aged care facilities, hotels, and again, that really aligns with that primary sector. In comparison to their competitors, Integrated Steel Solutions uses their FrameCAD technology with cold form steel framing processes. That results in a 20 to 50% increase in efficiency on projects in comparison to the more traditional measures. The current project includes the purchasing of a new steel stud manufacturing machine to increase their capacity and workplace efficiency through its use of transforming coil or sheets into cold form steel. Integrated Steel Solutions anticipates a hiring increase of 7 employees in the next couple of years, and the loan detail is a total project amount of $775,000, and we're going to utilize the PACE subsidy to reduce the interest rate from 7.5% to 3.5% to a $581,250 note from First State Bank to purchase that new cold form steel equipment. The community request, as I mentioned, was $31,761. It's a 7-year deferred loan, leveraging Bank of North Dakota's grant portion of $58,985. We're looking at a loan to value of 79%, and it's secured through personal guarantees from owners Scott Fournier and Nate Benson, and a UCC equipment on all the purchased equipment. And we're pleased to have Mr. Fournier here, along with Eric Sheffer from First State Bank here, and I welcome Mr. Fournier up to speak on behalf of the company.
Whatever one you want.
So there we go.
I'm here. Yeah. Hi, all. So here to answer any questions, tell you about our company. Obviously, we founded the company in 2019. I did with a few other partners. I eventually bought those partners out of the manufacturing company. We still own machines and building and land with Mr. Miscavige and Ryan Carlson and Brett Carlson. But as far as manufacturing, we've been really going since 2019 when we first bought our machines. Just to kind of give you a heads up, we might have done just a few months of production at that time. But so 2019 really, I'll just kind of give you kind of what our revenues are, what I'm projecting. Right now, Kevin kind of alluded to it for 2022, but so 2019 we had 6,000 revenue. 2020 we hit 1.15 million. 2021 1.8. 2022 was 4.3, and then this year we're projected at 6.6 in revenue. So things are taking off for us. We've decided we'd initially purchased 3 machines. Each of them did a dedicated size of steel stud. Now we're in the process of purchasing a new one it's a multi-profile machine, so that one machine will be able to expand our production from 6-inch material to 8, 10, and 12-inch material that we can use for commercial construction projects around the country. Mr. Hatcher mentioned, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota. We also have projects. We bid projects in Illinois. We just picked up a project in Wisconsin. We've looked at stuff we've done some stuff down in Texas and other places. So we are working to get our name out there and our system out there across the entire Midwest. And we have quite a few clients that are, we're just looking at one in Missouri right now too. So that's our goal, to continue to grow. Obviously, right now for employees, we have 18 full-time employees, and then we have 15 seasonal and part-time employees. So during the summer, things are humming there. We're up at 35 around there. We get a bunch of college kids and everybody. We have fun. We've been successful at retention. We went through obviously some growing pains at first, and people came in and we didn't know what we were doing, so they didn't trust us, so they left. And now, now we've figured it out, and they're all staying. So it's been good. We got a good crew over there. We're also looking at expanding our office space, our building space, but the machine is kind of the first step. That's what makes the money, I guess. So we're going to go there first, and then we'll eventually expand the building and other things. So, any questions?
Any questions for? We have a motion by Ms. Osowski. Second by Mr. Holth. Seeing no further comments, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you and best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll let the record reflect that Ms. Whitney has joined us. Item number 3, Business Park Lot at 2755 South 48th Street. Mr. Brooks.
Thank you, Chairman. About a year ago, it was actually November 17th of last year, we approved the sale of the property on the business park. It's at the corner of 48th and 2755 South 48th Street. It's just south of the storm pond along our business park lots. At that time, I know the motion was made from this group that we wanted to see construction started by September 1 of 2023 and to have that construction completed by September 1, 2025. And that is what's in the contract. Due to some delays, project development, interest rates, those types of things, they've asked for that to be extended a year. They have not started on the project. The way the contract does read is that we could just take the lot back, we give them back their money, and we all move on. They are interested in retaining the lot, but at the same time, just want some more time. So with that, we're asking for that extension to occur. We'd keep the money, and they'd keep the lot for another year, and then we'll have another discussion if for some reason things do not progress next year. Then we can look at bringing back the lot. I think, as I recall, the reason that that motion was put into place is we didn't want to sell off those lots and have others sit and kind of hold those lots and let it increase in value under their hands. And in this case, I think they're truly trying to get that project to move forward. So they're just looking for another year. I'll stand for any questions. The developers did intend to be here, just weren't able to make it today, but they will be here at the JDA when that meets in another week.
Perfect. Mr. Holth?
Mr. Brooks, were they communicating with you throughout the past few months, and do we kind of see this coming?
Well, we did see it coming because November 7th, we approved the purchase agreement was actually executed in April, and then we actually did the close in July. It wasn't due to a delay of us. I think they saw the market kind of coming.
Sure.
We have seen a site plan. We've been working on that, but it just wasn't coming together with the numbers on the number side. So it wasn't any sort of delay on our part. I think they were just not seeing the market really come together for it.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
We have a motion.
If there's no other comments, I'll move approval of extending it 1 year.
We have a motion by Holth.
Second.
Second by Crary. Seeing no further comments, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Motion carries unanimously. Item number 4 is thread lease modification.
As you may recall, just a few months ago, the JDA, and before the JDA, this committee approved leases for autonomy over at the Hive. One was for the newly fit-up space that was funded with the EDA grant, and one was just a modification of their long-term lease on what we call their original space. That original space was on a month-to-month basis, and Thread, shortly after the modification was made, gave notice, and they have since vacated the space. But tied to that month-to-month lease was a storage closet on the first floor that they would like to retain. So the request before you is just to modify the lease that is in effect, the 18-month lease, to tack that storage closet onto that lease. And that adds $224 to the rent for that space. That's exactly what they were paying for it under the old lease. Certainly happy to stand for any questions, but it's pretty routine.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Richards. Motion by Osowski, second by Whitney. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. Item number 5 is past due loan update.
Good evening, everyone. Just your monthly past due loan update. I think we'll start. We'll just run through them individually as we have. The first one being Mobile Recon, and I'll actually turn that over to Mr. Gosted to provide an update on that one.
Yeah, we had a meeting today with myself, the attorney for Choice, and the attorney for the SBA, talking about what, because the SBA's got a loan and security interest as well. The goal right now is to first get our hands as to what collateral exists, so that we can determine what the value is, and then make decisions from there as to how we may want to proceed. Meaning if there's not enough value, we don't want to spend a lot of time and money trying to recover on collateral that may not be there, may not be sufficient. Being mindful that Choice is out there for, in excess of 400,000 or close to 400,000, and the SBA is, I think, at about 150,000 total. So that's kind of the update. We'll hopefully get discussions with Dowells, because we believe the collateral is out at their facility by Petersburg, because they don't have a site in Grand Forks any longer. So that meeting occurred this morning. So Nothing more to update. Again, I'm not going to go and expend a lot of time and money on this until we find out what collateral is out there and what the value might be. So,
Perfect. 3 attorneys in one place, what could go wrong? Mr. Curry.
Fun party there. So, Mr. Gosted, is it possible then to, from the city side, just to, is there collaboration with choice attorneys, SBA attorneys, to like, who's leading the charge and even find out the value? How are we going to determine the value? And I mean, they're kind of leading it, I would assume, since they're in the first position, so they kind of have that obligation, or you want to walk through that quick?
yeah, Choice has had communications, I think, more directly with the debtors than we have. And they're going to try to gain that access. And then we'd probably have somebody from the JDA come out and just at least look so that we can satisfy ourselves that we've done our due diligence. I would expect the SBA would have somebody out there as well. So yeah, they're kind of taking the lead on coordinating that effort to review the collateral and coming up with some sort of reasonable value. I mean, we're talking drones and parts and for drones and things like that. So, we'd have to probably find somebody that has some expertise on valuing this stuff, and whether it's valued at scrap by, that could be the result too.
Has there been anybody that has expressed interest in like buying out their materials, or I mean, is there, not that we're aware of that there's?
Not that I'm aware of. Anybody that would want to do that would have to negotiate with Choice, us, and the SBA.
They would, yeah.
Because
You have
there's a
interest in
lot
it.
of liens against it right now.
Perfect. Moving on.
Yeah, I'll just keep going through our list. So the other one that is pretty well in default right now is Amy's Place. Only update between now and last month is that we've been made aware that they are closing operations up till, I think just last week or 2 weeks ago, they were actually still operating out there. They made a Facebook, that's the only way we've been able to or be able to be made aware of what's going on out there is through Facebook posts and stuff, knowing that they were operating. And then similar Facebook post a couple of weeks ago saying that as of, he said, I think a week or two ago, they were ceasing operations. So I know we've been working with Marcus in Mr. Gosted's office, and we're on top of that, working with him, and I suspect we'll probably arrive at a similar conclusion. Not sure what's going to be available to collect on. But we're at least going through that process, and we'll report back when we have more to report on that one. Let's see, Cole's Detailing, that's another one that's pretty well in arrears. We've been trying to work with Mr. Cole, get a meeting set up with the SBDC has been sort of our informal process. We've been able to confirm that he's reached out and gone back and forth a bit with the SBDC to try and come up with a date to sit down, and they just haven't been able to, I guess, make that work or make that appointment happen. I understand there's still some effort there, and I've got a voicemail out to Mr. Cole now, and intend to continue kind of working with him and trying to get some through SBDC, until that communication's broken off. We'll just continue doing that unless directed otherwise. So that's where that one currently sits. And then the only other one would be Integrity Fundraisers, which is a C-Run loan recipient from us. They've been in arrears, I believe, met with SBDC and worked some things out. So we do anticipate a significant repayment to get caught up, if not fully paid off, from them in the near future. So that was the kind of 4 we have hanging out there right now, providing updates on. So that's all we got.
Thank you. Ms. Osowski, I'll say any further comments? Mr. Curry?
I think it's just great that, a great direction to push them towards SBDC to try to, and Integrity, it worked out. They're back there in arrears, and now there's a plan forward. So I think that's great if we can try to encourage them to keep grinding and try to figure it out. And the people at SBDC can do that, help them on the day and their business plan and everything. So I think that's great to hear.
That's good point. We probably should give, staff give Nicole and SBDC some good credit work that they do over there. We've heard, like you said, Integrity is just a recent example, but we have heard from them on a variety of others that we've sent over there that even if it doesn't work out from the financial side, it's been very helpful from the business perspective as well as Nicole's to get everyone on the same page and moving in the right direction, making informed choices. So all good on that front, and thanks to them for doing that.
Perfect. Any further comments? Seeing none, we have a motion by Osowski to adjourn.
Oh, may I interrupt real quick before we adjourn? I would like to introduce our newest staff member. We have Anna Henningsrud sitting at the table. She will be, once we get her set up with a computer, she'll be doing minutes for this group. She's our new administrative support person, so I want to introduce and welcome her to this group.
Perfect. So we have a motion to adjourn by Osowski. We got a second by Crary. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries unanimously. We are adjourned.